So as we already know, on the 3rd of March, Imo Sharif, the deceased military personnel, visited a girl while he was leaving late or early morning at dawn around 1 a.m. on the 4th. Some people met him, attempted to rob him, and murdered him in cold blood. On the 7th, military people stormed Ashaiman and brutalized the entire community in the name of fishing out the suspect, something that yielded zero results. Zero results, and up to now we haven't heard any punishment meted out to anybody who was part of this operation. It gets worse because there's been an update that one of the people who was a victim of the Ashaiman brutalities have actually passed away from the injuries that Nipano sustained here from that military brutalities. So basically the nonsense the military went to Ashaiman to do and it has actually brought extra problem. Well, I guess they should be happy because maybe this is exactly what they wanted, right? They wanted their revenge. And now somebody is dead from their actions. And before you go all crazy and call this fake news, relax. This is not coming from like the streets or any baller source. This is coming from a very, very reputable source. This is coming from Oliver Barker Vamawo, which most of you might know him from, the Fix the Ghana movement. He's the guy who got arrested and was tortured. And to those of you who don't know, he's actually a lawyer, and when this Ashaiman brutality situation happened and he offered himself, voluntarily as the legal representative of the victims of the Ashaiman brutalities. This is coming from what I would call a reputable source. And on his Facebook wall, he made a post saying one of the Ashaiman victims has lost his life from injuries sustained. So the military action in Shishenimune that yielded zero results aside from them getting a pound of flesh. It has actually resulted in something exactly like what they were angry about. They've ended up also being responsible for the death, killing an innocent person, for the murder of an innocent person. Zero sense in all of these things. And yeah, I keep saying what they did yielded no results, but somebody will say the police have arrested some people. Yeah, the police has arrested about 6 people or so. No thanks to the military, zero to do with the brutalities and it has no connection. This was not a joint military and police operation. In the past, in situations like that, where it's a military and police joint operation, the police will clearly state it in their communique when they bring it out in the public. And in this one that they brought after the arrest of these suspects, it says absolutely nothing like that. Because actually when they were called to the scene on the 4th of March, when the crime first happened, they commenced investigations. Which brings me back to the point that what the military went there to do was absolutely needless because it yielded no results. If they had only given the police time, the police would have come out with results as they have. They've arrested suspects. So innocent people, innocent young men most especially, were dragged out in the street, laid in the mud and beaten blue black for absolutely nothing. All of the people the military arrested were released because not a single one of them was actually responsible for what happened. The real culprits have been caught by the police. Zero thanks, no thanks to the military. And that is not the end of it all. That is not the end. After the brutalities, a person has died. But the living victims, the survivors of the Ashaiman brutalities, they are trying to get their life back. They are trying to move on from what happened, find some peace of mind, unified to get some justice for what happened to them. And so, they've got together sort of a town hall meeting, a communal meeting, to speak about their grievances, to get justice for what happened to them, some compensation. And in this meeting done by the Ashaiman people, there's a military presence, people. So and this is supposed to be a gathering of the victims of the Ashaiman situation. Say yes, Bibi ato yes, Bibi how I can I am finding solution the way forward. Nipana odi e boneno. The people are more e boneno. Or more san in the parody around. How is anybody supposed to heal from this Ashaiman situation? How is any of the victims supposed to get anything off their chest when military presence, the very people who assaulted them, the very people who brutalized them are there walking about in their midst? It's like a victim of a rape going to counseling. Now rape no hwɛ n'anim han nipa no ebe de krampo aka de esi ye obe de bibi hye na koma so obe de mpo aka. Zero sense in what they are doing. And it's like the irony of this whole situation is like the meeting place self. I see like a Pentecost, logo on the wall, so leads me to believe that their meeting place is in a Pentecost church. It is to say that one day seriously, they can't even find solace in church. A place that's supposed to be sacred, but you go there and you are pretty much being traumatized, being terrorized by the very people who are responsible for you even being there in the first place. They are still around. Again, but then again, I guess that's exactly the point they are trying to get across. Because because really, what is the sense in this? They are two of you, the ade. When now we independent bonnet, Massa Asmo be my 2 cents call home Esanam. Like I said, I guess that's the point, because maybe they don't really want their victims to be free to express themselves over what happened. And yes, there's zero reason, there's zero sense in what is happening. The only point of the military person or personnel being at this church is to intimidate the victim of the Ashaiman brutalities even further. To be home or so and I mean, I'm not even that surprised, because these people walk around like they are the law in this country. If there was any justice at what happened, there would have been something done about it. Even the first gentleman of this country, people, even in the State of the Nation address, failed to mention anything to do with this situation. Not even like sorry for what happened to the people of Ashaiman. She said, I will be my swanka or post 10 brofa can see on Facebook or can we? But something that happened to his own people in his own backyard. The victims of the Ashaiman brutalities haven't even heard anything from the people they voted for. You think the people who got brutalized, some of them didn't vote for this man to be a president, and to see them completely ignored, for them to act like this thing didn't even happen. I mean, he's the chief in command of the military and the armed forces, right? So basically, the only thing he's trying to tell us is that of what they see. And so after all, the Minister of Defense told us what happened is what regrettable, but he will not apologize for what happened. And so if the very leaders of this country have failed to be vocal about what happened, have failed to show any remorse, any regret over what happened, why wouldn't these people be bold enough to even go further to intimidate the very people that they harmed at a place, a space, a safe space that was meant for them to share their grievances? So to intimidate them even further, for them to keep quiet, because the very people who are in charge of this country don't give a fuck. And that's the simple truth of the matter. So this is one person dead from these brutalities, unneeded brutalities. I mean, it will still be fucked up, but at least you would have achieved some result. Somebody can argue, say at least a home for Sony, zero. Nothing positive was yielded out of it. So the police operation is what has actually yielded results in arresting some suspects. It's a nipa who knows how many more people will die from their injuries or have some lifelong effects from the results of the brutalization. But unfortunately, this is the country we live in, and that's the kind of situation we find ourselves in. The more I speak, the more I get angry, the more powerless I feel too, because ultimately I cannot really do anything about it except, vocalize my disdain for this whole situation, and that's what I'm doing. You don't give a damn. So again, this is one person dead from the brutality. Who knows who else will join this victim? Who knows the lifelong injuries somebody has sustained from this that will go forward to affect them? Who knows the kind of trauma these people will relive day in day out. It could be cramping to me important that because when he close his or her eyes, they will be getting flashbacks of these events, and they are not even allowed to meet and talk about their grievances without being intimidated. This is where I'll leave with people. Let me know what you think about this situation. Charlie, make I hear you. Leave a comment, leave a like. If you want to see more from me as well, hit the subscribe button, click on the bell, and click on all. And catch you later.